What have learned through your evolution of not getting on stages to getting on stages, but not getting paid to getting paid, but then getting paid a lot? And, I know what that evolution has been for me and how many stages I had to step onto in order to get to the point where I charge $100,000 to speak and
Right.
get it comparatively to where I started, which was thinking I was worth $100,000 and nobody even wanting to pay me.
Well, the reality is like everybody starts from zero. I think it's easy to look at someone like yourself and think, well, I'm just going to do what David's done. And but you miss all of the work that's happened behind the scenes that's given the opportunity to have the platform to be able to speak on some of those stages. So remember that, again, everybody starts from zero. One of the things that's important to note is that there's a lot of people who are interested in speaking and they end up treating it like a hobby. And so meaning I think it'd be fun to speak. I like speaking. I've had good feedback. And so I'm going to kind of stick my toe in it. I'm kind of dabble in it here and there. But until you treat this like a business and treat this like a true endeavor that I'm going to put in the work, I'm going to reach out to people, I'm going to work on my craft, I'm going to work on my presentation, I'm going to make sure that I'm treating this like a business. And until you do that, ultimately, you're not going to see the kind of results that maybe you desire.
How do we find out or get the feedback? Because I think that's something I missed my first year. I was more interesting on stage. I'm more interested now. I want to know what people are listening for. I do meetups, I do lives, I do all these things because I'm learning what they're listening for. How can someone that's a newer speaker get the correct feedback from the speeches that they've given?
Well, one of the best ways you can do that is by actually getting on stage and speaking. And so this kind of goes back to one thing you mentioned earlier, where it's okay to speak for free as long as you know why you're doing it. Remember, again, you're running a business. Don't just do it out of the goodness of your heart, right? Just because you want to help people and you want to make a difference. That's all well and good, but you're running a business. And so the best way to get better as a speaker is to actually get reps. The same thing is true whether you want to be a speaker or a writer or an author or a musician. The way that you get better at the craft is by practicing the craft. And because of the nature of speaking, ideally, you need to get up in front of some type of live audience. Now, you can do that obviously like in an in-person setting, but you can also do that via an Instagram Live or a Facebook Live or a YouTube video. But doing something that's getting that real-time feedback. Are people engaged? Is this making sense? Is this resonating? Is this clicking? Doing that, and again, taking that information, taking that feedback and applying that in your future presentations.